Good afternoon and welcome to Science Fiction Retirement Library. Today I've got a book haul, a charity book haul, where each book was 57p. So 57p a unit, which is, I think, one of the best deals I've had for a long time. It was from Sue Ryder, a charity auction on eBay. And I've got two boxes. This is one of them, as you can see, one of two. And this is the smaller box. So I'm probably going to do 30 books and split it into two parts. I think it's 65 books, 57p, whatever it was, £36, £37, including postage. So again, I do what I normally do. I scan a couple. There's a couple of books in there that I wouldn't mind. The rest is gravy, or for resale, or for giving to charity, or for giveaways. I've done a few giveaways, including cross-border giveaways, which was really nice. I've connected with some absolutely lovely people, and we've been sharing our books with each other, or our love of books with each other, as well as the physical objects. So great. And by the time you see this, I should have also done my win my top 10 books giveaway, which I'm hoping is enjoyable for subscribers, and subscribers actually, you know, win something, win a book out of it, right? A free book. Nothing better than a free book. Anyway, so I'll just open this box and we'll go from there, and let's see what we've got for 57p a unit. Oh, okay, so there's another thing in here, but that's basically just books in bubble wrap. So let me put that back down there. Feels like hardbacks, this section, for sure. So let me open up this. So again, not just 57p for hardbacks, right? So first one, David Dowd, D-A-U-D, The Pulse of Eternity. So I haven't heard of this. I haven't seen this. Relatively new, I presume. What if we are not alone in our conceived universe and extraterrestrial beings come knocking at our door, demanding entry? Interesting. It's a nice heart in the top. The Book Guild Limited, Lewis. Okay. Star Maker series, David Dowd, The Book Guild Limited, Sussex. This book is a work of fiction. How old is this? Pretty new. 1991. The Star Maker series concerns the struggle and the development of man, his contact with extraterrestrial civilizations, the formation of the code universal law, commonly referred to as unilaw, and man's mastery of what we call supernatural powers. In the far-off future, man no longer had a need for his body, and the unilaw time guardians watch over all. Interesting. Never heard of that. It's in pretty good condition. So, I'm sorry, but 57p for a hardback from 1991. Very happy with the start. Very happy. I will take a sip from my Joy mug. Earl Grey today. Lovely. Okay, the next one is definitely one that I saw. Now, Neuromancer, if you've seen my top 10, is in my top 10, and the book you see is the edition that I read. This was on there for 57p. Now, this is newer. I'm pretty sure this is newer than the edition I read. It's not great condition. I can already see it's pretty warped, a little bit, maybe a bit of water damage there. So 1995, yes, actually, no, it's kind of around the same time. 1995, Voyager. Yeah, not great condition, properly read, properly loved, but yeah, it's the book, right? The book quality means lots of readings. So again, 57p, I haven't got, that's going to be obviously need for upgrade. I haven't got that version, but pretty good to get any William Gibson for 57p from the mid-90s is good. So yep, good. And a spoiler, I think there was one more Gibson in here. That was kind of what I noticed. Okay, another hardback. Not great condition, this one, and this one does look like a library book. And maybe one for my for repair pile. So 3001, I've got this, I think I actually read this. Is it 2061, 3001? When I was younger, I kind of wanted to read all of them. That's pretty beat. Yeah, look at that. Withdrawn from stock, 40p, sold, water damaged, like there's some staining, and it's not that old, is it? I don't know. It's falling out of the the binding. Okay, maybe I can, actually, to be honest, maybe I can repair that one. I didn't think about repairing hardbacks, to be honest, but maybe this is a prime candidate just to even it up. But in terms of age, 1699, so it's relatively new. So 1997. So yeah, it's I probably, if that was £1 somewhere, I probably wouldn't buy that just because it's so beaten. But you know, 2 out of 3, not bad. And if I can clean it up a bit, it's very dusty as well. You didn't see, but it's very dusty. I could probably, I think it's got one of those plastic sheaths on it. So if I can get the plastic sheath off, clean it up a bit, and then kind of glue it so that it's solid and it's a good reader copy, then that's something to give away, or not sell probably, but give away. Okay, next one, and this is a hefty thing. Paperback, but hefty. The World Treasury of Science Fiction, edited by David G. Hartwell. God, this is, yeah, someone's given their maybe they've gone off to uni, or I don't know, something like that. This has got a slight bit of damage as well. So what is this? More than 50 stories from the best science fiction writers in the world. Now, I love an anthology, as you know. I haven't read a lot, but I do love them, and I love having them, and I want to dive in deeper. But these big anthologies, these big modern things, I remember having, like when I was a kid in the 90s, there was a lot of 5 novels by, etc. Right? And I remember having a Philip K. Dick one. It's actually worth a bit of money now, I saw. But this here's got some good stuff in it. Ballard, Sturgeon, Avram Davidson, Arthur C. Clarke, Kurt Vonnegut. Well, it's got 50, so probably Alfred Bester, Kornbluth, Heinlein, Sheckley. So it's got an absolute dish. Wow. But it's just I've always found these two hefty. And they're not nice enough to have on your kind of coffee table and dip into. But 1989, so that's going to be worth something to someone, right? I think this is one of those ones that I would love to see it go to Age UK, and you know, a young teenager comes and says, I want to find something to read, Mum, I'm in science fiction, and that's there for £1 or something, right? That was what I'd like to think. I don't know if that's really going to happen, but never mind. Okay, another hardback. Okay. These are strange. I've got a few of, I think I've got a few of these. The Minimalist, that's faded, hardbacks, which I think are book club. Sedgwick and Jackson. So Greenwich Library's book sale. So when was that? So Titan by John Varley. It's a nice artwork inside. Sedgwick and Jackson, I said that already, 1979. So again, a hardback from 1979 that's seen better days. It hasn't got a library slip on it, but they've taken it out. You can see they've taken it out. So it's had a life. But again, can that be cleaned up? I think that can be cleaned up. You see that cover there, the protective kind of library cover. I have a feeling I could take that one. You can see the grime down here as well. I think I could take that off, clean that up, and that's not too bad. The reading, the pages are pretty good. Did you see that? This is why I love what I do. What is that? That is a film. You know what? That's behind the dust jacket. Now, was that used? No, it's not used to. Okay, I'm gonna have a look. I can't show you, obviously. I have no idea what's on there. Wow. My dad actually had a thing where you could take, I don't know if you could see that. It's basically kids on holiday, it looks like, in a field and at the beach. So like family photos. I've never found that in a book. And that was, as I say, in the dust jacket. So maybe it's fallen down or something. But wow, I'm going to take that out. Not sure what to do with that. It's probably for the bin. I'm just thinking maybe it was used as a bookmark. I don't know. You know, back in the day, this is 1979, this book, but you had to, you know, get your photos. Any kids watching this or young people watching this, get your photos done at the shop. Actually take them in to get printed. Maybe that negative was there for and used as a bookmark. Wow. Okay. But that's a good one. I don't mind that for 57p, I really don't. Okay, but these are all pretty big books. Okay, Brian Greene, The Elegant Universe, winner of the Aventis Science Book Prize. Okay, so I'm also extending my non-fiction kind of parallel reading, and I've got quite a good science collection as well, from the origin of species all the way through, basically, to more modern kind of cosmic stuff. So Vintage, published in 2000, develops one fresh new insight after another in the great tradition of physicists writing for the masses. The Elegant Universe sets a standard that will be hard to beat. Nice, really nice. Well, not nice condition, but a nice surprise, 57p. And non-fiction. Okay, next one is this fiction. Okay. So I think this is all a library sale, maybe. Maybe it was a library sale that got given to Sue Ryder. I think this could also be cleaned up once the jacket's off. So Arthur C. Clarke and Mike McKee, Richter 10. So because it's Richter, am I thinking this is a earthquake kind of end of the world thing? Lewis Crane survived the Los Angeles earthquake in 1904, but his family didn't. At 7 years old, his life was torn apart. Now at 37, oh wow. Is this also a non-fiction, like a true story about a survivor? What is this? 1996 in the UK, Essex County Council Libraries. To the memory of Mike McKay, who never lived to know what a good job he had done. Intrigued. Mike McKay is the author of 35 novels. He died shortly after completion of Richter 10. He has a unique theory of quake prediction, but in an America split along racial and religious lines, he'll have to predict the unpredictable to get anyone to believe him. Steeped in the latest discoveries of Earth science, this is a near future story of high-tech suspense and staggering force of moving living Earth. I think that's fiction, but I'll have to check. Anyone that's seen that, they say this is a hefty tome, you know, pretty solid. Pretty heavy. So yeah, let me know if that's actually a fiction book that anyone's read. And that's in better condition than it seems, I have to say. I think it can be cleaned up. Okay, hopefully this can be cleaned up as well. So Patrick Tilley, I've got Fade Out and a couple of others, but I've never read him. The Amtrak Wars, but it's book 6, but it's a hefty book 6. Look at that again. These are really interesting. The only thing is with these plastic covers, they're actually taped down sometimes. So withdrawn from stock, 40p. This edition published in 1992 by Little Brown and Company. So again, it's a little bit dusty. It's a little bit getting in my lungs. As the great mountain in the west speaks to the sky with a tongue of flame, the talisman prophecy is on the verge of fulfillment. The rulers of the Federation believe that Clearwater's unborn child. So this is a full scope saga, I think, by Patrick Tilley. And again, I don't know much about it, but let me know. That's an interesting one. There's 2 in here. Last 2 from this kind of nugget. Was this one I saw? I think it might have been, but I was hoping it was in better condition. So at the time of recording this, I'm still reading the first CJ Cherryh that I'm reading, and I'm enjoying it. So this was one I think I saw, a hardback CJ Cherryh Heavy Time. Again, like, look at that. It's leaned, it's come away. Is that one with my book press, if it's just about big enough, that I can save? But has it done its time? Heavy Time is CJ Cherryh's new Merchanter novel set in the same universe as a Hugo Award, Down Below Station. Down Below Station, I think that was one that my mum got when she was on vacation, so I have to read that one first. So 1991, first published in Great Britain, 1991. So this might be, that's a cool cover, this might be like an early 90s first edition, hopefully. Yeah, it's just if I would like to try and solve that, if I can. I don't know if I can, but you can see it's coming out the front. So again, 57p, 100% worth it, but I'd like to have the opportunity to save it or improve it if possible. Okay, so the last book in this nugget, and there's another nugget in this box. Okay, now, I think I've told you before that I'm not really a Trekkie, but I did have in my, it was kind of, what do you call it, old school, used to call it third form to fifth form, probably. Me and my friends used to go around my mate's house, whose mum's boyfriend had like floor to ceiling shelvings. He was early computer scientist. Floor to ceiling shelves of all of the videos of Next Generation, and then Deep Space Nine came in, etc. And we used to watch all of these things. So I've seen almost all of, I've seen all of the Next Generation and all of Deep Space Nine over and over again, but a long time ago. So this, I presume, Exploring Deep Space and Beyond, I presume is a what do you call it? A companion piece to the series. Welcome to the edge of the final frontier, deep space, where only man's space stations protect the galaxy. Oh no. Okay, so no, featured in this volume are Deep Space, Babylon 5, Space Rangers, Deep Space Nine. Oh, and Deep Space Nine. I don't, yeah, okay. Yeah. Again, not for me, probably. Anyone wants it, let me know. It will probably be given to charity before then. Which is okay, right? Even though it came from charity, I've given them the money, and then it goes on to another charity to hopefully make money on it. I think that's the kind of book, again, if I just do a clean, I always do a clean with, you know, like earbuds and a little bit of warm water and washing up liquid before I send anything off or take anything into charity shop anyway. Okay, so second nugget. I think this box really is all of the big books, because they all kind of came together there, and there's some more big books here. So this might be over pretty quickly, to be honest. The big books, we'll call this one. So Ben Bova, who I like, and I've read the Asteroids trilogy, Asteroids War trilogy. I've read Voyagers 2, and I think he's actually underrated. I really do like him, but I haven't read him for at least 15 years maybe. So Ben Bova, author of Moonrise, Moon War, but it's got one of those plastic jackets again, and this one's Southend-on-Sea Borough Libraries, and again it's ripped off. So so if I take this out, let me just have a check, because I've got a couple of these. This can be cleaned. I know it's stuck. So the other one I had was not stuck, and I've got it up there and for future use. Like, now that it's not in a library, can I clean that? Can I save that? So yeah, good book, but not good condition book. And then Ian M. Banks. There is now no British sci-fi writer to whose work I look forward to with greater keenness against a dark background. So I can see why these were cheap. And the reason why these were cheap is libraries have to protect their books, right? And book collectors sometimes don't like what libraries have done to protect their books, but it makes complete sense because they have to be, you know, borrowed so many times. So this is Orbit Against a Dark Background, withdrawn. Again, Essex County Library, so it's not one library, it's across the board. 1993, and this edition is 1995. So is this in line with the ones I got from Richard? So I got Consider Phlebas, I think I got The Player of Games. Cherryh was once the leader of a personality-attuned combat team in one of the sporadic little commercial wars in a civilization based around the planet Golta. So I've never read it, so I haven't read any of the M. Banks stuff, so I can't really comment. But again, 57p. Let's see. Okay, so I found the other William Gibson, and unfortunately the first thing I saw is this, which I'll have to look back at the listing, but I didn't notice that. But and it's Count Zero, which I've got an old copy of Count Zero, the same livery as this, which is my more prized possession. It's just sitting here at the moment because I'm doing a video. But I've also got Count Zero in that livery. So this actually matches the other livery for Neuromancer. It's just not in great condition again. And it's got the plastic has it got the plastic cover? It looks like it has. Someone's done the plastic cover. So is that similar age? 1995. And I read this a long time ago, so I couldn't tell you much about it. But I think Count Zero is it Count Zero, or am I thinking of Mona Lisa Overdrive? But is it in the Neuromancer trilogy? I don't know. I should know. I'm on YouTube. So yeah, not great condition, but happy to have the book. I've got a copy of it, but not that one. Okay, I've definitely got this, and I've got this actual edition, and it was the one I read. Now, is this an upgrade? I don't think it is. So I read this a long time ago. I did enjoy it. I remember enjoying it. I probably read this at least 25 years ago, I'd say, maybe 25 years ago. And that is the edition that I've got, and that's actually better condition than some of the others because it's not. No one's tried to cover it. It doesn't actually look like a. This one doesn't look like a library book. So Voyager, HarperCollins, 1996. So yeah, I got a couple in a different livery as well from a recent haul. So I just need to check if that is an upgrade. The weird thing, it might be a slight upgrade than mine because this has been sitting on the downstairs bookshelf for me, and because it's kind of reddish, orange red, the sun's probably faded it, and that's one of the reasons why I haven't moved many books down there, to be honest, until I get the work done. Okay, to some paperbacks now, which is I think is the main batch. NEL Stopwatch, edited by George Hay. Now, I don't think I've got this, although I do recognise that cover. Does it actually say who the cover artist is? No. Okay, and that's more like it. If I saw, it's obviously red, it's not great condition, but 57p for an NEL from, I don't know, 70s maybe? Okay, a little bit of water damage. 1975, first NEL. Robert Holstock, Ursula Le Guin, John Brunner. So is that 3? Oh no, there's more. So Kathleen Brennan, A. Van Vogt, Ian Watson, Priest, The Invisible Men, Josephine Saxton, David I. Masson. So yeah, not bad. I'm almost certain I haven't got a copy of that, so that's good. A Frank Herbert, and I definitely don't have this, and that's a nice edition. So The Eyes of Heisenberg, Frank Herbert, Sphere, and it's one of those nice little thin, I presume 70s again, paperbacks. And it's actually just dusty. I don't think it's that bad condition. Browning of the pages for sure. So reprinted November 1973, but that's pretty good condition. So yeah, you win some, you lose some. That for 57p, I'm very happy with. I've got a really good Frank Herbert collection. Growing Frank Herbert collection at the moment. I definitely don't have that one, which is great. Not available in any other edition. A Sphere original. Sounds good. Okay. Oh, Silverberg, Robert Silverberg. I didn't know Silverberg in here, but they ruined it by putting a massive sticker on the front. So Robert Silverberg, Thebes of the 100 Gates, which I haven't heard of, and this is a strange size book. It feels like it might be a kid's book. But look at that, withdrawn 20p. Who decides to do that? Who in a library, because the understanding is that libraries usually have bookish people in, book lovers, decided I'm going to put that on the front. And it is on the front as well. It's not on the cover on the front. Anyway, science fiction fantasy, HarperCollins. How old is this? This is newer, I'm sure. So it says withdrawn inside. That's all you needed. Didn't need withdrawn 20p on the front. I want to go back in time and see who did that. 1994. For Joe and Gay Haldeman. 2 time travelers for the 27th century go missing in ancient Egypt. Edward Davis, a promising rookie. See, that would be good. That could be a really good story for me, for example, to promote to my niece and nephew, for example. But I need to do a bit more research. Can I try and get that off? I might try. Okay, there's only 2 books left in here. So one is Heinlein, and I think I've got a few copies of this, but I don't know about this cover. The Day After Tomorrow, NEL. So again, a red 70s NEL paperback. So this new edition, £9.79. And what's that? Okay, that was inside. Now, I think that's probably just a bookmark. Collecting on the net, thousands of collectibles for sale at gold.enta.net. The House on the Hill Museum's Adventure, Stansted, Essex. Collector's Shop. Wow, I wonder how old that is. I'm keeping that in there because that's part of the book, unlike the... Nice. I think what did they say? Traces, they call that. Traces. I'm going to keep the traces in the book. I just don't know about putting photo negatives, leaving them in there. So £9.79, one swig, and then one more book. So it is one more book as well. So Eric Frank Russell, and I do have some from this edition, this run, because of the red. I remember the red at the top. Methuen red, Like Nothing on Earth. And I think it says Sinister Barrier there. I think I've got Sinister Barrier in this livery. So not too bad condition, again. I always think these look a little bit modern, a little bit juvenile, I have to say. And maybe they are. I don't know enough. Maybe they are aimed at more what we would call now a young adult. This edition published 1986. Oh, it looks like it's got short stories. Alamagusa, Hobbyist, The Mechanical Mice, Into Your Tent I'll Creep. In a far corner of the cosmos, the ship squatted tired and still at the foremost end of an ashy blast track. Steve Ander, astronaut, and his travelling companion Laura McCaw find themselves marooned on an alien planet where every creature and plant is an individually unique specimen. Oh no, we said McCaw, it's actually McCaw here. So that seems pretty cool. Sorry about the beep, there's a lot going on. So I think that's not 30 books because they were so big. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 17, 18, 19. So 20 books. 20 books in box one, which is now empty, and it's for the cats to play with. And then, so maybe I'll do 20 in threes, or if it's quick on the other one, I'll do 40 or whatever it is on the second box. But for that box, I think if you think about 57p a book, and they're all on the floor, 57p a book, you know, you can't expect a lot, right? But if you look at a few that I got that could be, I think, deemed more than worth it, you've got those three. I think the very first book, that looks, for 57p, that's in pretty good condition. Like, you know, not new, but, you know, very good secondhand. That one I really like. It just fits the kind of thing that I like. And then to get Neuromancer in any edition, 30 years old, for 57p, and it's not bad. It's just really good. So the first box of the 57p haul has gone okay. So join me for the next one, and please like, subscribe, and I'll see you very soon. Cheers.